This is Kat,
And this is Saskia,
and this is Note to Self.
your weekly dose of everything that's just simply too long to text. Howdy, mate.
Let's address things instantly. What is different about you?
I honestly keep forgetting. I was on calls today for work and people kept being like, some people said things and other people were like pinging me on the side, being like, oh my God, you're blonde. And I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot.
Not even blonde, but like platinum blonde. And very few people can pull this off.
I went deep. If I'm going to do
Well,
it,
you
I'm
went
gonna do
bright.
it. Yeah, true. If I'm going to do it, I was going to do it all the way.
I think people who have consistently been listening to this know by now that if Saskia is going to do something, it's going to be, and I've said this before, 200% in.
When I said I was going blonde, did you realize I was going this blonde?
I have known you for nearly a decade, so I did know that it would be blonde.
Yeah, she'd be
Blonde.
going blonde.
But it's not, it looks so good, and it doesn't even look like yellow.
She did an amazing job. I mean, the hairstylist, my hairdresser had recommended her. So I've been humming and hawing about this for years. We'll tell the story.
Yes.
I've been wanting to go blonde for so long. I've been balayage before, back like in my early 20s.
How did you just say that?
Balayage?
I haven't heard that word in a while. Yes.
What do they call it here though?
It's
Ombre, right?
I think, yeah, but no, they do like belly. Anyway.
I think Americans more say ombre, but Australians say balayage.
Okay.
But I was balayage for a hot second when I was like in my early 20s, but then I was just brunette and never did anything. Like I do not do anything with my hair.
So your hair was in like perfectly good health to do this.
Yeah. I had dyed it a handful of times. So it was, yeah, very, very good health. And also, to be fair, for so long, I never did anything with my hair because I was acting. And every time you change anything about your appearance, you have to get new headshots. And headshots are like thousands of dollars. So like, not only are you paying to get your hair done, you're then paying to get all new headshots done.
Which is like $600 here in the US.
For getting your hair done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then thousands of dollars to get your fucking headshots done. Dude, the amount of money you spend on acting to be trying to act is crazy.
Yeah. Which like you really cannot afford, especially if you like don't have a foot in the door.
Seriously, it was crazy. I honestly do want to do a whole episode on some of that. I'll have to write everything down for you guys and like take myself back there because I think
Like
it would
a
be
script?
interesting. Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
that's like kind of how I prep. Is like I write a mini script.
You
for
should
myself.
act it out for us.
Yeah, I'll be like, so this is my character.
And then just put a wig on for every different.
Every
Oh God,
different-
no, I'm not encouraging that. But usually if you go platinum blonde, they have to do it in a few different sessions, no?
Yeah, it depends on your hair color. So I've learned a lot about hair in
Please.
this process.
Give us the elevator pitch.
So because I had pretty fine hair, which I always thought was thin, but it's actually fine. The hairdresser, I've had a few hairdressers say this to me, is that it'll coarsen up your strands. So it's made my hair feel kind of coarser. It's still soft, but I have more volume. It's very weird. I was like, what's happened to my hair? And because also my brown was pretty light, when you look at like when my hair was coming in, it's a pretty light brown. So we do what's called a double process. So you bleach it and then you put like the color over the top. Sometimes if you have really dark hair, you do have to bleach it. And then I think you have to come in again. And I don't know if they bleach it like a second time, but it was funny because the girl who I went to, so she kind of helped me. She like matched. I had a few different inspo pics and she helped me match what would suit my skin tone. So like she like knew what was up. And she's like, I don't ever really do double process anymore because everyone just wants more of like a natural look. And I was like, yeah, same. But I'm going bleach blonde, so whatever. But it was fun for her. So we had a really fun time. It took 5 hours.
Fuck, I kept seeing your location because Saskia's hairdresser is 2 blocks from my new apartment and I just kept watching her little sim.
Just chilling.
Her little sim in my
Well, I
ant
was
farm.
working for the first half and then work day ended. So I started watching Love Island. And I was so deep into Love Island. She came up behind me and I was like, so sorry. I was just watching Love Island.
That is the perfect.
She was not watching the show, unfortunately, so I couldn't talk to her about it.
I'm glad that she was watching your hair.
Yeah.
Not,
She's just in the back.
yeah, that's not what we want.
She did say something interesting, though, where she was like, man, so many, she does bleach a lot of guys, which I think kind of like makes sense because I feel like it's popular right now for guys to bleach their hair. for context, Jeffrey also bleached his hair last year. So last year was Jeffrey's bleach blonde year, and this is mine.
I was wondering if there was any inspiration from that.
I think I was living vicariously through him because I convinced him hard to do it. I was like, do it.
Wait, would you guys ever be platinum blonde together? Or
No
date night?
Today our therapist goes, because we had a therapy today and she's going on about my hair. She's like, wait, Jeffrey, you're going to go back to bleach blonde too? Imagine, it would be kind of hysterical.
I actually think that you should both do that. And that's your date night for 5 hours.
Just both be bleach blonde.
And you should just do it after a fight so you have to stare at each other in the mirrors with those stupid capes on.
Oh my God. I'm dead. But the hairdresser was telling me that men are such little babies and they always complain. They're like, oh, my head's stinging. Because she was like, is your head stinging? And I was like, tiniest a little bit, but not really. I was like, I'm just sitting here with period pain, to be fair, like cramps stabbing into me. So a bit more focused on that at the moment.
On that region.
Yeah. But I thought that was so funny. I was like, honestly, men have a low pain threshold. Mm-hmm. And I do think part of it is the fact that we have to deal with period pain once a month.
Yeah, and just like every other bitch slap that life throws at us.
Yeah, true.
So there's that.
We have just a higher threshold in general for everything. Yeah. Good point. But I thought it was just so funny because she's like, man, it's just so different doing women. Because she's like, you girls really do complain a lot less.
That is so interesting, especially coming from like someone in that professional environment.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I mean, to be fair, they're bleaching your head. So my scalp was raw afterwards. It was red.
How? Oof.
And then I went out that night for my friend's birthday and we were with some people that I had not met before. And I was like, do you think I might go blonde?
Oh my God.
They were like, yeah. And I was
they
like,
have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah. I was like, I'm actually not. Oh my God, do you think I was a believable blonde?
No, that is not a believably natural hair color.
They was like, I would have always thought you were a blonde. I mean, clearly you've dyed it, but they're like, I would have thought you were a blonde, not a brunette.
Do you think this is similar to like people who have known you as brunette for, God, we're spending a lot of time on this, but this is good. People who have like only known you as brunette and then they see you platinum blonde. Do you think it's similar to when you see someone who wears glasses and when they take them off?
And you still almost feel like they're always wearing glasses?
Yeah, but they look so different. Like if I see someone who I've only known with glasses and then they take them off, I'm like, huh.
It is true. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, you're a different person. Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. So to continue on the story of the blonde, I mean, this like building on from that. So the Friday night had people who hadn't met me who just assumed that I was always blonde. But then Saturday night we went out and we went to this DJ and I was fucking with one of my friends a little bit because we were at the Brooklyn, I think it's called the Army Terminal. It's like Sunset Park. So this is like deep in Brooklyn along the water. And it's this really cool venue it's a pier that goes out into the water and you look out to the whole of New York City. It was a really beautiful venue. Anyways, like classic DJ rave thing, lots of people. And I don't know, man. I just feel like this always happens to me and this one other friend of mine that I don't know if it's like his and my energy is just very gentle or something, but we always have people just like walking right through us to just like get past.
Yep.
And I'm looking around and I'm going, is anyone else experiencing this just four-way of people just going back and forth and back and forth? Does that happen to you?
All the time.
It kind of makes sense because I feel like you have that energy where it's like, oh, she seems like chill. We'll walk like...
Which is very peculiar because I have such a resting, angry bitch face. I think it's because I don't really have lips. And I really do think that contributes a lot to it. And I just have like a perpetual scowl. But I really find that people just will... It's like I'm invisible.
That's how we feel. So him and I, it's always us that it happens to. And he was just getting so fed up. And I had exited and I was coming back in. I'd like exited the crowd. I just needed a break. And I had come back in. I was like, I'm going to fuck with him a little bit. And I walk up behind him and I like sideswipe him so hard. I was like, excuse me, coming through. And like yelled it in his ear. And he got so riled up because he didn't realize it was me. I mean, he didn't do anything. He got riled up internally.
That is not a fun thing to do to someone.
And then I turned around and was like, he's like, I forgot you were blonde.
I feel like you're about to adopt a whole nother personality.
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, I'm always a little shit with him anyways. It's just kind of our bit. But I kept doing it to him throughout the night. I got him 3 times.
Okay, that's 3 too many.
He was amazing.
But yes, people do that to me all the time. And I will say that I was actually, this group was completely innocent, but it was early one morning. We were walking down the footpath and there were just like 4 dudes taking up the entire footpath. And I was like, they're not going to move. I know they're not going to move. So I was a little shit and I purposely stepped into the middle of their group and like body slammed one of their shoulders. And it was not, I didn't need to.
What were they doing? Was it just morning?
They just were taking up the full footpath.
What was it? What's the fighting thing that you do?
The fighting thing.
You go to the fight class?
Jiu-jitsu?
Was it morning jiu-jitsu class?
What is the fight club you go to? What? What is the fight? No, my jiu-jitsu in the morning on the footpath was not. No, I just decided I needed to body slam like 4 dudes who were wearing quarter zips.
Quarter zips? What's a quarter zip?
A quarter of a zip. Like a lot of the Patagonia.
Oh, the Patagonia vest.
Yes.
Ooh. Was this when you lived in the city?
No, this was when no, this was a few weeks ago.
Oh.
But you know
Brooklyn. Was not expecting that.
Weather's just been... Oh, so one of them was wearing a Patagonia and then the others were wearing like striped golf club golfing t-shirt. So I was like, oh God.
And
then
they're probably going on a golf trip.
I think so. But then they
Ew.
walked a few meters up and they looked back and they're like, what the fuck was that? And his friend was like, yeah, what the fuck was that?
What did you say?
I go, what the fuck was that?
Did you?
And Joe was like, okay, they actually didn't do anything wrong. And if they come up, I can't even defend you. And I was like, fair enough.
Wait, I'm so dead. Also dead that you did this in like the morning.
Yes.
At what, 8 a.m.? Like,
Probably
this isn't
something.
at a festival or
Nope.
anything. You're just like, for all the times that you guys probably did do this to me at a festival.
It was so unwarranted and so bratty. And I probably did get my period the next day. I'm just going to say I did. But the like slight delay in them realizing and then like, what the fuck was that? And poor Joe's like...
I kind of love it. Yeah, he's like, I'm so sorry.
He was like, they actually didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, that's really good. I mean, I do feel like, though, yeah, the reason I brought up the DJ thing was because not recognizing someone because it's like you always have seen them with this same thing. So I do think that is a real thing,
Yes.
for sure.
I will say that your hair is not the only thing that is different this week. For people who are watching this video, we are in a very different location.
I was like, what else is different about me? Like, fuck me.
I mean, it is your home.
I was about to say, it is my apartment. Yeah. We have switched locations, but trusty old table came with us. We knew you guys would miss her, so we moved her into my apartment.
Saskia and I have a very deep attachment to this table.
Yeah. I love her a lot.
I think Saskia more so. It's a beautiful table. But
It's
we
such a
switched
beautiful
locations because I moved into a new place that doesn't fit the old gal.
Oh, we love her. We should name her. She kind of is like the 3rd podcast host. She doesn't say anything. She just supports
She's just
us.
there. She's corner girl.
No, she supports us.
That's nice.
I
That's
know.
actually really nice.
I think it's so sweet.
I think we need a name for your blonde alter ego too.
Ooh. Yeah, because
we should ask people what it should be.
I thought you were going to say ask ChatGPT, and I was like, no, it's killing your brain. No, we can't use it anymore.
I'm so glad you've come around.
So the podcast intriguingly started off with us proposing ChatGPT for therapy.
Then I retracted
Then retracting the statement. Then saying how much we use it. And now our friend sent us an article that they did this first study on people that are using ChatGPT, right?
I use ChatGPT mainly to get different adjectives when I'm writing something that
That's
I've had.
exactly what the study used it for, though. They studied people who are using it for writing.
Oops.
And yeah, that's what I use it for too.
Oops.
And your brain activity like went down after 4 months. It's good. I need to look into it more of like actually what the decrease was, but that was the TLDR. And that was enough for me. But I did use it today multiple times at work for writing. So.
Oh my God. I don't actually use it that often, mainly because you really have to know what to ask it. Sometimes I'm like, ugh, you've gotten really good.
I've gotten really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
I mean, to be fair, girl, when I read it, I almost got upset because I was like, I can barely get my work done without, like,
Really?
because I just have so much to do.
Oh,
It's
right.
not even like I can do it without it. I easily could write without it.
Yeah,
But
you're
it's
very
the
smart.
time that it takes. And I've noticed that I don't know if this is happening because of ChatGPT, but I think we're producing more work because we're working faster. And then it just feels like there's more there. Today I was like, if I did not have that right now, I would be so behind on everything because I would need to be blocking like multiple days a week just to write.
Everything's a trade-off.
Seriously.
She.
I know. So I started to have a bit of an existential crisis about what is the trade-off here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm still figuring it out.
You know what? I don't think we need to spend too much. You are very, very intelligent, smart, beautiful, funny.
I know I can write it, but isn't that scary?
Yes.
That we've become that we've become like we're getting more tasks that we need it just to support us, if anything. If anything, the bigger question there is around burnout, but that's a whole other thing. It's like,
God.
we're working people to the ground.
Jesus Christ.
But no, the new location. So we're excited to be shooting in my apartment, guys. Welcome. We will not be doing a tour, but maybe one day I'll show you on TikTok if you follow us.
Oh my God.
Follow us on TikTok. Home tour.
I actually feel like that would be very popular because people are very nosy and I'm obsessed with other people's places and how they decorate and interior design.
True. People do love it in New York too because you see these like smaller apartments and how people have set them up.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a popular TikTok trend, gotta say.
So you just created a monster for yourself because everyone's going to be like,
yeah,
apartment tour.
Woo! You could also follow my Instagram and see my hair reveal, but just shameless self-promotion.
One reveal at a time.
Wait, we should though. We'll poll the audience after this episode on what my blonde alter ego should be called.
I really want to know.
I'm kind of here for that.
I do.
Yeah. I'm interested what the vibe's going to be like with her now. Like, what is going to happen?
Oh, God.
I'm going to Europe this week, so, like, who knows? Who am I going to be? Who will I be there?
Oh, fuck. Jeffrey, rein this bitch in.
Every time I go somewhere, I just come back a new person. The personality is just slightly shifted.
I know and I've said this multiple times, which is why I'm slightly terrified for Burning Man. For you.
Speaking of Burning Man, have I told you about my recent email I had to send out today for Burning Man prep? Have I told you about the toilet situation?
I know about the toilet situation, but what you have not told me specifically about your toilet situation at Burning Man.
So I thought camps provided toilets.
No.
Well, how do you know that?
Because Burning Man is in particular, like, there's nothing.
You clearly, but if you pay to go to a camp, right? Like you're paying dues, so is what they're called. And it's like I thought the camps. I knew that they provided showers, and then you can get you can pay them for food. So like we're paying a chef who works at the camp who like cooks everyone food.
Yeah.
So I thought if they had showers, they would also have toilets, right?
That's a fair assumption. That is fair. Yeah.
So that was like, okay. So when we were deciding between like tents or RVs, we landed on these, like, there's these, I think I've told you about them before. They're these special tents that actually are made for like camping in insane situations. Like if you're climbing Everest or something. But
Kind of are.
Yeah,
No, I'm
seriously.
kidding. No, you're not.
But like, yeah, except, hey, it's going to be kind of hard.
I think it's going to be very challenging.
But these like have ACs that you can put in them, which they're definitely not using in Everest. But yeah, so didn't do RVs, which like honestly I am keen about because you have more space in these tents. They're pretty big, and RVs you're a little bit more limited with space, but you have the bathroom situation. So found out, no, there's not bathrooms at this camp, but there was like porta potties everywhere in Burning Man, and they're close by. But sometimes it's like a couple of 100 meters walk. Think about the middle of the night. I have to get up to pee in the middle of the night every single night.
Yeah.
So I have to walk a couple of 100 meters in the middle of the night by myself. I'll be fucking terrified. Absolutely not.
Oh, I would just pee outside the tent.
You can't spill water anywhere because it just turns to mud.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Dude, pee outside the tent.
That's
and
okay.
Just the dirt, and then it just like just smells right
Oh,
near your
God.
camp. You psycho.
Oh.
You also can't leave anything behind.
Yes,
Just leaving
that
something
I knew.
behind.
Yes.
So we've looked into getting, like, the camp can get you a porta potty that's for like your group, and I worked out the price. I worked out the price per poop.
Per poop?
If everyone went like once a day, and it was like $30 for each for like a group of 10 or something. Maybe it was like 28 or something. And I was like, that's the best $28 I've ever spent per day. So
you took the liberty to price out how much a porta potty for your camp would be per poop per person.
Yeah, that's how I sold
day.
it to our little group within the camp. The 10 of us. I was like, what do you guys think? They were all in.
Does it get cheaper the more they poop?
Yeah, it does. I said, this is a conservative estimate if we go once a day. And then I also said we could decorate the porta potty and like have like, you know, like a speaker in there playing calm music, a little
that's
fairy
nice, actually.
lights, have a little bath mat. How nice does that sound? Like make the porta potty a vibe.
I don't think a bath mat when it's all mud is probably the best idea.
I know. Well, hopefully it's not going to be mud. Let's hope it's not raining. Let's really hope that. But no, so we've landed on that. So I sent that email out today to book that. So that's the next endeavor.
How much is the porta potty in total?
I think so. The other part of it is you have to pay a company that comes and they pump all the porta potties throughout the week to clean them out.
Yeah.
And they suggested you do that every second day. So that also is an added cost. So with the pump every second day and the porta potty, it's like $1,800 for 7 days. Dude, like the
Holy shit.
we do to go into the middle of the desert that we are choosing to go there. Like it's kind of absurd when I think
Wait,
about
and how
it.
many are in your camp? My brain is like,
I think we
blah,
have
blah,
10 to 12. And the bigger camp is 200 people, but like our little group that are camping together,
Okay.
we're 10 to 12.
10 to 12.
Yeah.
And it's 1,800
in total. It worked out to be like $28 to $32 a poop per day. I'm sure people didn't think we were talking about this today.
So psychotic. I want to know how much people would pay to poop.
Honestly,
You can't put a price on it for me because shit.
I think a lot more.
There's no way I'm making like 200 meters.
There's fancy camps that I would
Fancy camps.
Like you think the celebrities are going to the porta potties? Like let's be real.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
And I don't even think they're doing RVs. I think they're probably have some crazy luxe porta potty situation set up. You know, they're like the indoor ones that have the ACs.
Oh yeah, they're nice.
That's what I was envisioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, one day.
What?
One day we'll be flying in on a PJ.
You can start saving for that.
Yeah. Oh, it's so against the Burning Man ethos, but I can't help being a bit bougie sometimes.
I am so invested in this, and I've said this multiple times.
Yeah, you pay for the small comforts of Burning Man. I'll do it. I don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't
I don't give a fuck.
But no, it'll be fun. So what else have you been up to?
Fresh off this move.
Oh right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The move.
I will say moving in New York, I mean, moving anywhere is like a pain in the ass regardless. But I think for people who don't live in New York, there are very few buildings that are in our price range that have elevators.
Oh, so true.
We are primarily in walk-ups, and it was a 32-degree Celsius day.
Oh, it was so hot that day. Sorry, I was just like realizing that.
And I had 3 very stern but very motivated movers who did a drop-off for this table at Saskia's. But this is this is sick. It's the only good thing I like about a move is that like the men have to listen to me. They have to listen to me. They have no choice.
You've paid them to listen to you. It's like a weird, like, what is it? Not BDSM, but what is it? Or is that BDSM? No. You know, when the woman's in like charge and the man wants to be bossed around?
Dominatrix?
Yes. It's
Whoa,
like
yeah.
you're paying them to let you be the dom.
And I was like, oh God, this is what power must feel like. When I'm like, yes, please put the coffee table in that corner.
So kind. If
So
it's
kind.
not too much trouble.
Meanwhile, I was so hot, I felt so bad, and I went out and got them all like cold bottles of water. And I was like, do you guys need a snack?
I mean, when they arrived here, I went to help them get the table out. I was like, oh, I can help carry it, guys. They're like, no, it's fine.
I was like, why am I doing this? But they, very efficient, but let me tell you, very chummy and kind to me. Did not like Joe.
Also,
did not.
They come to my house and I immediately text Kat and go, who's the hot one? She was like, I know. Like, we all knew. There was one guy who was just real. Ooh, little tall drink of water. Is that what you said?
Was that what you say?
Tall piece of snack.
What?
I don't know.
Tall piece of beef jerky. Joe was like, so you find one of the movers are hot, huh? Huh?
Yeah, we do, Joe.
Honestly, if he said that, I'd be like, fucking take it back. Take it back. Because I'm a psycho.
He was very handsome, gotta say. And that like sweaty moving things. He was going to build the table for me. I was like, I got it.
You should have let him.
No, I didn't want to like them to charge you because I knew that you were charging by the hour. Dude, it was so easy to
not
build.
by the hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But also at the end, now I realize why he was being so chummy, because he asked for an extra tip.
Yes, you did say that. But what do you mean extra? So you already tipped 20%.
I tipped 30.
They wanted more than that?
Mm-hmm, each.
What?
Well, I think it was nearly 30. Yeah, so I ended up tipping them like over 20. Like it was either 30% or just under. And he was like, yeah, that was a really tough move. Like, if you have any extra to give, my guys would appreciate it. And I was like, no. I was like, I don't have any cash. And he was like, well, I have a bank transfer. And then I just like slinked off and let Joe deal with it.
That's so awkward.
It's so... And I was already like... I think I was already messaging one of our friends because tipping in general in America is like so deeply uncomfortable.
And you never know what's right.
Yeah.
I mean, you usually can say 20% is usually safe. When we first moved to New York, 15% was the safe one. Now it's 20%. Now I feel like it's getting up to like 25%. But I never... Sometimes even still after being here in almost 10 years... I'm like, am I meant to tip on this one or I'm not meant to tip on that? And
I always, regardless, I like always.
I mean, I tip on everything too, but like when my laundry was getting delivered, I wasn't sure if I was meant to tip on that. And I do.
Yeah.
And then but then when I go to my acupuncture, they never ask me to tip when I go there, which I find so odd. And I've asked them.
I never tipped my acupuncturist.
See? Why? I don't understand. Isn't that weird? But I
then
guess maybe it's a medical service. It's not like you tip your doctor.
But then I do tip my laser specialist. It's all very confusing.
Know, man.
It's very stressful.
Yeah, it's so confusing. Wait, I did get a lip flip like 3 months ago. No, I didn't. Yeah, no, I did. Sorry, I forgot what it was called. It was a lip flip. A few months ago. It's gone down now. But I didn't tip on that. Nor did they ask me to. Nor did it even come up in the payment process. They just charged my card. So maybe look, I'll tell you what.
So
we'll bring an American on here. We'll interview them about this. Yeah, I'm half American. I don't know this shit. So I would be floored by that. I would have felt so uncomfortable because 30% is a good tip for that's probably if it was a hard move, I probably would have done the same.
But and Joe had a very good point. He goes, yeah, it was hot and there were like a few stops, but you had already like reached out to the moving company.
And you paid for the stops.
Yes. And also he was like, it wasn't like a hard move because 2 flights of stairs, it wasn't like a 5th floor walk up, which are a lot of types of buildings that we live in. And the only heavy thing was the couch. And they did not have to put this table together and you're on a ground floor.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I was like, how many actual levels of stairs were there? Because I usually, they also charge per level of stairs.
Yeah.
That's also a thing. And 2's not that many. In New York, are you kidding me? 6th floor walk-ups are the ones that they get real pissed about.
Yes.
Lived in a few of those, so I know.
And I was like, and then my people-pleasing came out and I was like, oh, should I be offering more? And then I felt so guilty. And Joe was like, no, it was not actually. You already tipped nearly 30% or 30%. The heaviest item was a couch and the rest were suitcases and the moving plastic bins, which, by the way, very proud of us because we got everything unpacked within like 4 hours.
Oh, good job, mate. That's pretty good.
Psycho.
Love that.
Fucking
Love that for you.
psycho.
It is kind of nice to see, though, how things have changed. You know, like we've really come full circle. Because I remember when we first moved to the city, we'd all be helping each other move, and we'd only hire movers for the pieces that we could not move ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like all of us girls would be going over, packing stuff into Ubers, carrying it down the street. Like, God, there was so many hectic moves with all of us.
I mean, I do get one of my friends to help with some of the little packing party.
Well, that sounds fun.
It is actually quite fun.
Well, that's different, though. It's not being like, okay, you have to carry all of this down the stairs.
I think if you have a salary, invest in a mover. Because having a pizza party for your friends post-move, no.
Hey, it depends on what the salary is. Salaries can range. Movers are expensive.
Yeah.
But yes, agreed. I do think that now it feels nice to be like, I could probably just get movers, and I love that.
Yeah, it still hits the bank hard.
Also, if the sound is coming through with the people upstairs, there's some construction happening upstairs. You know, it's just never fucking easy, is it?
Wait, is that the one that when they were doing construction on a Saturday?
Oh my God. So this building is interesting. It's just like owned by like old New Yorkers and just classic New York. You just have so many issues. So they will just have random people come on a Saturday, and do construction. And they're like banging in your wall, and you're like, what is going on? No one warned me about this. And the building's just very old. So right now my upstairs neighbor is getting her whole closet redone because the neighbor above her is a hoarder, and the roof fell into her closet. So that's been a fun experience.
I'm not laughing because it's funny, but the way that you just said that so nonchalantly, because this is like just common. It's like your everyday. Okay, I think that you need to let's delve further, deeper.
Oh, okay. How deep do you want to go?
Like as deep as that closet was.
Girl, I don't.
Went in.
So all I know, I've not seen the apartment on the 3rd floor. There's 4 people that live in this building. 2 of them I'm close with and we get along. And the 3rd person I don't know very well. The 3rd person from what the exterminator has told me, he's now no longer allowed in her apartment because of how bad it is.
Shut the fuck up.
From like a hoarding perspective. And they're like trained on what to do because it's like a mental illness, right? Or
Mental health issue.
I have a lot of empathy for it because I understand it's not something that you can control. But then in the same vein, like apparently it's been going on for a while and the landlords have been trying to get her out. But because of like legal issues, it's really hard to evict people in the city. And also like I feel bad for her.
I feel bad for her.
Where would you go? She doesn't have a lot of family. It's just like, but then it's also so upsetting because my upstairs neighbor, she's the one who deals with the majority of the issues. I'm kind of good down here weirdly because I think I'm, a floor separated.
Yeah.
But the woman who lives above me, I feel so sorry for. She's been sleeping on her couch for like 3 weeks now as they fix her closet because she can't be in her bedroom.
See,
so bad.
That's not okay. And then like I feel bad for people who have this like disorder. Because hoarding is a disorder, and yet people like don't realize that it's not a choice, and it's it just snowballs
totally.
And then there's like a lack of empathy towards that individual because of the like ripple effect. Oh, I feel bad for you,
dude. It is all just so. It's a hard situation. You don't know what to do. So I also understand the landlords not knowing what to do, but I'm also like, this has been going on for 15 years.
15 years?
She's been here for a while.
Oh.
That's why I'm like, you guys should have sorted this shit out. Like either hired like someone to help her, like something.
Hang on, 15 years? Does that mean she has a rent stabilized apartment?
I think both the apartments above me are rent stabilized. Yeah. Dude, this whole neighborhood, a lot of them are rent stabilized. It's like an older neighborhood. It's either like people who own the buildings who've like renovated them. Because this area is like it's very historic, so it's a lot of old buildings. So it's lots of people that own, or then I think the ones that are rented are often rent stabilized.
I mean, it's a gorgeous neighborhood.
It's so pretty. It's so beautiful.
But also, I feel okay. That's 15 years is
wild. Right? I know. I love my upstairs neighbor though. She's the best. She's just the loveliest lady. So, and I really love the building. Like it is like, despite the issues, like the people are so amazing. That makes you kind of put up with it. But eventually Jeffrey and I will move because there is not a lot of space here, which we don't love. You guys are already looking at pretty much half my apartment, which is
true.
Actually funny though, because when people come here that live in New York, they go, damn, you have so much space. But then when people come here that don't live in New York, they're like, wow, it's kind of small. I'm like, you have no idea.
It's so incredibly infuriating when someone like outside of New York or America comes and they're like, wow, you pay how much for this, like, for this tiny place? It's like, yes, well, it is out of my control.
Yeah. Also, in a way, living here, I spoke to someone about this recently. Living in a city like this, or LA, or like any of the bigger cities where you spend more on rent, Sydney, your bar for rent is so high that like anywhere you go afterwards, you'll be like, what a bargain.
That is honestly so true. And I even get pissed off when people in Sydney are like, oh, the rent is so expensive. And I go, you get more bang for your buck, and you are in walking distance within, oh my God, I'm getting fired up, within walking distance to beautiful beaches and cafes.
It is true.
Quit your yapping.
Like my rent in Sydney was the same that I was paying here, but I had a 2-bedroom apartment to myself.
And 2 balconies.
2 balconies.
Terraces.
Little terraces. I was a 15-minute walk to Bondi. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. I mean, I lived there for a bit with a roommate, but when she moved out, I just stayed there because I was like, this is such affordable rent.
That place was fucking huge. Huge. Like the primary bedroom, huge.
Like the size of half my apartment, probably.
Yeah.
Although it did have a cockroach problem. So Sydney is known for cockroach problems. And those were little cockroaches. And that's when you know you've got a problem. It was bad.
Yeah,
it was really bad.
I remember like going into the kitchen in the middle of the night and turning the light on, and all of them like,
oh, gross, ew. And Sydney's bad for that. Like every apartment has cockroaches.
It's bad.
It's so weird.
It's really bad.
Do you also know that Americans call cockroaches water bugs?
No, I thought they were separate. I thought they were separate things.
So I've heard multiple people in my building say water bugs, and I'm like cockroaches, and no one ever knows what I'm talking about.
I thought a water bug was separate to a cockroach. God, sometimes I'm like, do we just sound dumb as fuck?
Yeah, dude. I tell you when I sound dumb as fuck is when we're talking about different states and I don't know where they are, or like I wouldn't know the distance per se.
No,
like I know most of my geography, but there's like little things I'm like, oh, I don't quite know exactly where that is in the country.
I am such a dumb cunt when it comes to geography. Truly. And it's not my strength, and that is okay. Please do not question or test me on geography.
I actually like to be good at it because I find maps interesting.
Oh, God, you
like, I like to look at maps.
Okay.
When you go somewhere new, do you like to look at the map?
This is why you and Joe, if I ever get overstimulated by the two of you and your energies, I can just put you into a room and
with a map.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, let's go to this place. What about this place?
And he'll be like,
I would say, wait, what were you talking?
I can just hear a kid manically laughing in the background.
I said to Kat, I was like, it'll be great because my apartment will definitely be quieter than yours. But it's like, instead of street noise, we just have fucking construction upstairs, kids outside. We'll see how it turns out.
I think this is much more mild. I didn't realize how chaotic the street that I lived on was until I have been removed from it. And yeah, it's only been like a few days, but not having to hear like sirens or car horns or like blaring and blasting or people screaming. Like a few weeks ago before I moved, there were a group of teenagers outside a restaurant next to my apartment who just randomly like went up and snapped their olive tree outside of their restaurant and then threw a trash bag at the owner.
No. What little brats.
What brats?
Dude, teenagers are the worst, man.
Again, and I know I've said this on here, New York City teenagers scare the absolute fucking daylight out of me.
They are. I mean, New York City kids hit kind of different generally. Like I feel, although when they're young, I feel like they're like, because our friends have kids and they're like, you know, grow up in the city, they're so much more adapted.
Yep.
I have noticed that. Like when we go out to dinner with our friends that have like younger kids, they're just so much more chill at dinner because it's like that's what they do. Like in New York City, they like to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
Whilst, you know, when I go back home and friends who have kids, it's like the kids are just wild because they just don't really do that.
No, but like you don't really have a choice if you're, you know,
You have to learn how to adapt to the city. But then I do think you're right. You get to teenage years, and I think it would be like you're exposed to a lot of stuff. So I feel like you become probably a bit of a brat.
Yeah.
Overgeneralizing. But tell you what, we're here. But again, I don't know. I always struggle with if I'd want to raise kids in the city or in the suburbs. Because I grew up in, I guess I grew up in a small town. I wouldn't necessarily say the suburbs because like we were in the main part of the city, but it was still a small town. And it was really safe and I loved it. And I think sometimes I would want that. I don't know if I'd want my kids to be like around this all the time. This stresses me out.
I would want like them to start their life here and then maybe when they're 7 or 8, something a little bit more tame.
I think that's a really good idea, actually. I think that's so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm aligned with that. Okay, we'll do it together. Great. All right. So Jeffrey and Joe, we're going to be having kids for the first 7 years in the city.
They're like, Jesus Christ.
I did say to Jeffrey, I was like, well, we were already going to be attached to Kat because she's one of my best friends. But now we've started the podcast. Just so you know, everything we do in our life will be tied to Kat.
Oh my. Jeffrey's probably like, all right, I already kind of knew that this is going to be happening. That's okay.
So manifest harder, okay?
I can't wait for him to... Wait. I should like bring him in on my fertility journey, which we can talk about next week. But I'll just bring him in on it too. I was like, if Joe has to be involved in this, so do you.
You're a part of this too.
Yep.
You must know what's going on.
He'd be like,
oh my gosh, I'm dead. Wait, I got to end on one thing though, because I remembered the geography story I wanted to tell. So look, I try and be good at geography, but as I was saying, when it comes to the US, I get a little confused sometimes. So when I first started dating Jeffrey, I was hanging out with 2 of our friends who are American, and it was early days, and they were asking me about him. They're married, and I was like, oh, yeah, his name's Jeffrey. Like he's from Jersey, and they're like, oh, where? I was like, Philadelphia. Oh. They're like, so Philadelphia, New Jersey. Haven't heard of it. So it's like an ongoing joke because his family have a beach house in Avalon, which is in New Jersey. And I got confused about where Philly was. So yeah, Jeffrey's from Philadelphia, New Jersey.
That's not ridiculous.
Hey,
that's not.
It was
ridiculous.
an easy mistake to make.
Easy,
right?
It's
like saying
ridiculous.
you're from Queensland, New South Wales.
Oh,
it's exactly the same thing.
When you put it like that, I'm like,
sounds real dumb. Yeah. But how many states do we have? Like 7?
And territories.
Ugh,
I'm not. I can't even.
We have way less to remember.
It is,
and we can't even remember how many we have.
It
right
is
now.
36 degrees Celsius here today. My brain is bolognese.
Bolognese.
Just mush. Just fucking straight mush.
Hey, wait, we did find out one thing though from a few episodes ago, and if you're not following us on Instagram, that I know a lot of you have been waiting with bated breath. The confectionery aisle in our supermarkets in Australia is called lollies. They do say lollies. Kat's dad sent us a picture. Thanks, Kat's dad. Biggest fan. And someone rudely just buzzed my door.
Then we will.
I guess that's time to call it. We'll see you next week.